So in this video, we're going to look at future perfect tense, right? We've done another perfect tense, and we'll get to that one in a second. So first, I'm going to show you these four sentences. John has played the piano. He has been a teacher for 2 years. Have they come home yet? Has he eaten his vegetables? Now you'll notice there's a few words that repeat here that sound similar. Has, have, and has. And we did this one, so you should recognize that this is present perfect tense. Now, present, because these auxiliary verbs has, have, has, and has here, they are in present tense. So even though played looks like it's in past tense, we still call this present perfect tense. Like we've done this one, right? You have has or have plus your past participle, right? These last two ones are just your question forms, so they're a little different. All right. So let's look at this example. He will have retired by the time he is 60. So let's look at this sentence. So very important. Let's just theorize that this man is younger than 60 right now. Right now, he is 35. That is now. That is the present. Okay, let's see if I can draw a W properly. There we go. Okay. Now in the future, he will be 60. So that's the future, right? Now at the moment, he's 35 and he is not retired. In the present, he's still working. So both the 60 and the retired are in the future. Hope you're with me right here, right? Okay, so that retired and the 60 are in the future. But the retired happens before the 60. That's why we use a past tense for retired, but with the words will have. So basically you have two times that are both in the future, but one is before the other one. So technically one is the past of the other one. Right, so if we look at 2025 and 2023, 2023 is the past of 2025. I know this is a little complicated, but once you see the pattern, it'll make sense. Okay. With future tense, we use the past participle form of the verb, not the simple past form. So this is exactly the same as in perfect present, right? Present perfect. So in normal simple past tense, we use drove, but here we use driven, right? Some of them are the same. Felt and felt will be the same in perfect and simple past, okay? But put and put will be the same, but then here will be simple past will be swum, but future perfect will be swam, and future perfect will be swum, right? Some of them are very easy, the ed ones, but just pay attention to these right here. Your past participles go with your perfect tenses, right? Okay, so by the time I am 25, I will have driven for 7 years. Okay, I don't use drove, I don't use drive, I don't use driving, I don't use drives, I use driven. And it will sound correct to you, because if you say I will have drove, it just doesn't sound correct. Right. So when we get to this, the sentence structure is actually very simple, where in present perfect, you have has or have. Here it will always be the same. It'll always be will have, will have, will have, will have. So whenever you're looking to do future perfect, you must get these two auxiliary verbs correct, right? Will have. We can use shall have, but it's so rare and it's a very old-fashioned way of talking. So it is possible. And then here is our past participle verb, not took. Will have took doesn't sound correct. Right. So that's a simple structure. You just remember that. Will have plus past participle. That will always be your future perfect tense, which it makes it kind of simpler than present perfect, where you have to choose between has or have. But the past participle form will be the same as in present perfect, because in present perfect you'll just be like I. So in present perfect, you just take out the will, right? I will have taken, right? Okay. Okay. So here's the different ways we use future perfect. I'm not going to go too much through them. He will have done it by this evening. He will not have done it by this evening. So there's your normal normal positive. There's your negative sentence. You just put a not in. That can also be won't. Be careful of that. Will not. Oops, drew over it. Will not will also be can also be won't. So be careful. Won't have done. And then of course your question, the will just moves to the front. Will he have done? There's your will. It moved away from the have. Right. And here's a bunch of examples. You can look through them if you want. Okay. Now, don't confuse this with simple future. Simple future is just the will plus the verb, right? Whereas, future perfect must be will have, and simple future will just be will plus the verb. There's no have there. Okay? Right. Don't confuse it with future continuous, which is will be. Okay? That's will be, right? That's will be, not will have plus the verb there. Okay. So just be careful with that one. Okay, where that one is I will be singing, it will be I will have sung in your future perfect tense. Okay, and of course, don't confuse it with your present perfect tense, which is has or have. I have tried, where in, you can see that sentence, I have tried sushi, where in future perfect, it will be I will have tried. Okay, so don't confuse these with the other tenses. Right, so here we'll look at a few of these. We're not going to look at all of them, just so you can see if you think, which tense you think these are. So this one says, Sam will have told them the story by the time we get there. That one, of course, is future perfect tense. Yeah. They have been learning English for 2 years. That's a tricky one. That one is actually not future perfect. The reason for that is that it has ing. Okay, and if it has an ing in the verb, then it is not normal future perfect tense. Okay, right. My children will have grown. That is future perfect. I've been living. Nope, because I've been living is, there's no will there. That's not it. I have tried sushi. Nope, that's normal simple present. I have lost my job. Nope, that is present perfect because there's no will there. If it was I will have lost my job, then it would be future perfect tense. Okay. Paul will have trained, right? There's your will have, there's your past participle, definitely future perfect. I have read half the book. That's present perfect, doesn't work. All right. So I hope you get these. I'm gonna skip past these now so we can go to our next harder part. So correct the verb and make it future perfect. Sam, tell them the story by the time we get there. So the first thing you need to do is you must have your auxiliary verbs. So the auxiliary verbs must be will have. And then you change this because that can't be correct. It has to be the past participle. So will have told, right? Because here is your past participle and here are your two auxiliary verbs that you must have, right? So that is our future perfect tense. All right.